Hey everyone, welcome into our March version of Sneaks and Releases. You have Kevin and Darren here. And in the last episode, we had promised that we were going to do a quick walkthrough of Canny.io, which is our new product management and feature submission tool. So we wanted to make sure that we did a brief demo of that today so that you're aware of the functionality and value behind it. Just to give you all a bit of an overview of where we landed in terms of our general roadmap for the first 2 quarters of 2023. We did our release 040 back in January, which included a lot of maintenance updates. And then as we had discussed before in February, a lot of focus on our integration. So specifically payment processing with 360 payments. We have a lot coming up with our consumer financing platform, Shop Capital. So really just solidifying that integration and that partnership to the best of our ability. And then as we had mentioned in March, we really have the core of our new feature and functionality updates coming up with some companion apps featuring the bin scanner, as well as our migration to AWS, which will help with a lot of the stability and performance, a lot of the scaling of the volume of customers that we've been onboarding. So really turning our focus to a lot of the core architectural functionality of the product here in the later half of Q1 and to begin with Q2. All that being said, really wanted to make sure that we focused on Canny because I'm sure as a lot of you have experienced, typically you're submitting something through our Protractor support channel. You're sending something into maybe what you feel to be a bit of a black box. We try to be the best that we possibly can. Darren's team does a really good job responding to those requests, but ultimately we prioritize on our side, which doesn't provide a ton of transparency or visibility into what really gets made or what goes into the official development roadmap. So we're going to be releasing Canny. Some of you have already been on our quote unquote beta or pilot version of it to really get some of those enhancement and feature requests into the system. But the good news about Canny, and as Darren's going to show here in just a minute, you have the ability to submit feature requests, vote on specific feature requests that others have submitted. Maybe there's something out there that you weren't necessarily aware of your need for. And then you see it out there, you can add to the descriptions, to the comments. So just a really flexible platform that gives you a lot of visibility into what we prioritize on a daily basis. I'm going to pause there because the demo is the meat, as I had said, of this particular Sneaks and Releases session. So I'll stop sharing my screen. And Darren, if you want to take it from there and give a bit of an overview in the system itself, I think that'd be great.
Absolutely. Thank you. Bringing my screen here. So as Kevin mentioned, Canny's going to be available right from the platform. If you open up your Protractor, on the top right of your ribbon next to technical support, there's a new icon that says feedback. Once you click feedback, it's going to go ahead and launch Canny out into your browser. If you want to vote in here and leave your own comments, you will need to go to the top right and make your own account. It's real simple, real quick. It doesn't take very much to get started. But from here, what you're going to see us filling in over the next couple months is what's actually coming up in our roadmap, what we're working on at the moment, and all of our most recently completed developments will be listed here as well. Most importantly, though, you're going to have this give feedback area. So you go and click on the Protractor board. From here, you're going to be able to see a list of all the existing requests the shops have already put in. We've had this up for about a month and a half. We've got already 100 or so loaded in here. So you can go ahead and vote on any requests that you agree with. You can also click on any post, go through here and leave your own comment. Or over here on the left, make your own submission by choosing a category, what area of the program you want to see an enhancement in, give it a title, brief description, add a screenshot if you want. You can create your own post. Real quick, real easy, real transparent, and we'll be able to have a great discussion together.
Excellent, thanks, Darren. And what other sorting capabilities does the feature and prioritization have as well? Can you sort by most votes? Can you sort by,
Yeah, so up here at the top where it says showing, you can also sort by category if you want, just to narrow it down to areas of the program you use the most. The default view is going to be trending. So what's the most popular right now? New is the other most common one. If you just want to see the most recent enhancement requests right here would be new. Top is very similar to trending. Trending is just kind of over the past, I want to say 14 to 30 days, which have been the most popular, whereas top is everything from day one. That's the most popular.
Perfect. So this is going to be the end all be all for feature enhancement requests. Darren's team is working on basically adding anything in from our backlog that was recently submitted to make sure that there's no gap, right? We need to make sure that anything that was part of the original manual process is put within Canny so that we can accurately rate it, prioritize it, get feedback from you on the shop side of things. But ultimately what we want to get to is if it's not in Canny, it doesn't exist, because that's where we're going to pull, the most popular requests from, those that have something that we call the shortest weighted job first. Those jobs are those development projects that have the most impact for the entire customer base. Always going to be one-off if it's related to maintenance or bug fixes or whatever else, but we really want to make sure that we're using this list as our barometer for ultimately shop requests moving forward. Darren, if you could, I'm going to take the screen just one more time here just to close this out.
Go ahead.
So on the left-hand side here, you'll see the same roadmap that we were looking at before. On the right-hand side is something that we're going to share in tandem to our Sneaks and Releases video, which is going to be the Canny FAQ. Similarly to what Darren went through in the demo of Canny, this basically just has our most frequently asked questions from the pilot and beta users that we've worked with so far. We've also validated with our internal stakeholders, our employees, our support team, just to make sure that it covers, at least from a high level, most of the implications of Canny. And just like you saw within Darren's demo, super easy to use. And that's the whole point behind it. We wanted to get to the most simplistic version of a product management tool that didn't require a whole lot of updates, that was, very easy to submit something that you can access directly within the application itself. And I think we've gotten to that point. So just another step in the transparency process that we're working to provide from our development workflow. Anything else to add from your side, Darren?
Yeah, I think you covered it pretty well. Thank you, Kevin.
Excellent. Thanks for joining us. We'll do one of these again next month for Sneaks and Releases. In the meantime, let us know if you have any questions and let us know how you're working with Canny. Love to launch it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.